Good morning. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Lisa Green. I'm the District Attorney in Kern County. I've called this press conference to inform you of my decision regarding the shooting at Taft Union High School that occurred on January 10th, 2013, last Thursday. The charges against Bryan Oliver will be direct filed in the Kern County Superior Court Metropolitan Division. Mr. Oliver will be charged as an adult. Bryan Oliver will be charged with 2 counts of attempted murder in violation of Penal Code Section 664-187 on Bo Cleveland and Jacob Nichols as the alleged victims. In addition, he will be charged with 2 counts of assault with a firearm on those same 2 victims. A 5th count will be filed alleging a violation of Penal Code Section 245 sub A sub 2 on a 5th victim, a 5th count alleging a 3rd victim, Ryan Heber, who was the teacher in that class on that day. The factors we considered in reaching this decision were the circumstances surrounding the incident, the fact that a firearm was used, the severity of the injuries to Bo Cleveland, the evidence of premeditation and deliberation, and the age of the defendant, Bryan Oliver. The fact that he was almost 16 and a half at the time of the shooting, combined with the circumstances surrounding the incident, suggests that the primary purpose of the juvenile system, that being rehabilitation, would not be able to be accomplished prior to him turning 23. Mr. Oliver will be arraigned on these charges at 3 o'clock today in the Kern County Superior Court, which is located at 1415 Truxton Avenue. Chief Deputy District Attorney Mark Pafford will be handling this case. I would ask you, those of you in the media, to respect the privacy of Bo Cleveland's family, as this is a very difficult time for them, and they are focused on their son and on his recovery. I will entertain your questions at this time, but I will tell you up front that I will not be answering any questions about the facts and circumstances surrounding the shooting. I believe you've had the opportunity to get some of that information from the sheriff on the day that it occurred. And first and foremost, I have in mind that we would like to ensure that this case is in fact prosecuted and tried here in Kern County, and also the defendant's right to a fair trial is also at stake here. So with that, I'll take your questions.
Ms. Green, if convicted on all counts, what is Bryan Oliver looking at?
The actual computation is difficult to, it's difficult for me to tell you at this time. I can tell you on the most serious charge, the account of attempted murder on Bo Cleveland, that the use of the gun enhancement carries a minimum of 25 to life. So if he is convicted on count 1, it would be a minimum of 25 to life for that offense, plus the additional, whatever additional time would be computed with the other charges.
With those charges, are you, through your investigation, did you see that there was intent, there was premeditated plan for murder?
The Kern County Sheriff's Department conducted the investigation in this case. They are continuing to conduct their investigation, but I can tell you that they've been extremely thorough in their approach to the investigation. And we are filing an enhancement as to counts 1 and 2. The enhancement, specifically pursuant to Penal Code Section 189, does allege premeditation and deliberation.
And the press conference that was supposed to be held this afternoon by the Sheriff's Department, they had mentioned in the press release that it had something to do with you not wanting them to release maybe more information as the investigation continues. Can you explain that, why the press conference was canceled? Yes, I spoke with the sheriff and asked, we discussed the issues that are germane to any prosecution, and as I already mentioned, it is very important to this office, to the victim's family, that this case be tried in Kern County. We are trying to avoid any more information putting out to the public so as to avoid a change of venue in this case down the line.
And secondly, the defendant, Bryan Oliver, is entitled to a fair trial, and in the end, what we hope to accomplish is that a jury of 12 citizens from Kern County can be picked and judge this case on the evidence.
Was it a difficult decision to go from juvenile to adult, or no?
And what is the process that goes into enhancing it to that?
So 2 questions. Was it a difficult decision? Every case is unique on its facts and circumstances, but in this particular case, after meeting with the sheriff's investigators and in hearing about the case, those of us who are involved in the decision from the district attorney's office were in agreement that he should be tried as an adult. The process is actually just looking at a number of factors. I mentioned some of them. The process allows us to direct file on juveniles for certain. There's about a list of 30 offenses that we can direct file in as an adult rather than in juvenile court. And so some of the factors would be the actual crime, the use of the weapon, as I mentioned, the severity of the injuries to Bo Cleveland. A lot of different things are considered, and it's basically, in the end, it is my decision to make.
Can you confirm all these reports of a hit list that he drew up last year?
I can't confirm or deny that. The investigation is continuing, and the Sheriff's Department is still examining so much evidence in this case. So at this point, I'm really unable to say anything about that.
Are any charges going to be brought up against the owner of the gun?
The Sheriff's Department is still investigating that, and we haven't had a chance to review the statement. All the reports, as you might imagine, aren't even completely typed, although we feel we've been given a very thorough briefing. But so we haven't had a chance to review the statement from the defendant's brother, whose gun it was. So until we have a chance to do that, I don't really want to comment on that any further.
Can you give us the age of the victim?
16. Both, in counts 1 and 2, they were both 16.
There was a clock running here for when you had to have the charges filed by. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, Mr. Oliver is housed at Juvenile Hall, and the requirements were that we needed to file something, whether it be in juvenile court or to get the paperwork done for Superior Court. It needed to be done by 9 a.m. And so that has actually been happening, as I've held this press conference, and the documents, the complaint will actually be filed in Superior Court, the complaint being the charging document.
Do you know if he's being held in isolation at this point, away from general population?
I have no information about that.
Will he be moved to the Kern County Jail now?
No, he will continue to be housed in Juvenile Hall because he is a minor.
I'm sorry, I missed your initial statement on the charges. Could you repeat that?
Yes, he is going to be charged with 2 counts of attempted murder involving Bo Cleveland and Jacob Nichols, 2 counts of assault with a firearm involving the same 2 alleged victims, and a 5th count charging a violation of assault with a firearm on Ryan Heber, the teacher in the classroom that day.
He will be charged as an adult. Can you say that also?
Yes, the decision was made to file on Mr. Oliver as an adult. Any other questions?
The arraignment is happening at 3:30 this afternoon. Is it all up to the judge as to how long the process will take before it goes to his final arraignment and then trial send out?
It's actually, I believe, at 3 o'clock this afternoon. But no, actually, it's not up to the judge in the sense there's statutory times in place. It's up to really the prosecution and the defense in the case to decide if those will happen on the dates or if there's going to be a waiver of time to give the defense more time to prepare. But there is a certain time frame that typically would be followed in every criminal case.
Has this been a difficult case for your office to look at, considering the emotions, the age of the victims, and Mr. Oliver?
You know, I think every shooting at a school is difficult, but you know, we approached it like we approach, if you want to call it a high-profile case, yes, every high-profile case, in making the decision, and we are comfortable with the decision that we made today, and we will go forward and attempt to obtain justice for the victims in this case, just like we do in every case. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.